Hey, welcome to the show. Today's April 10th, 2018. In this week's news, we have Reservoir, which I talked about before. They had a Kickstarter campaign to bring out, an Instax back for Hasselblad cameras, large format cameras and such. And they finally launched a website. And in that website right now, you can buy an adapter to make the Polaroid, not the land cameras, the older ones, the 95 and the 90, I think, 110B and such. Those old Polaroid cameras you can adapt with their adapter to 4x5 cameras. So you can turn that camera into a 4x5 rangefinder camera. A lot of people do that mod and they sell it as an add-on. You just have to take the hinge off and add their adapter. So you can buy that at their website. And also they have ground glass that they make themselves, which is basically thought out to be used as if it was a film holder that goes into the graph lock and you can focus on it. So some cameras, maybe like the travel wide, which has a very, let's say, simple ground glass, which is meant to just calibrate the camera. You can want to shoot something more, focused, friendly, more bright and such. You can use this ground glass they sell. It's unbreakable supposedly, or at least harder than normal glass. So you might want to check it out. Also, last week I talked about the rumor that Acros was going to be discontinued with the Fuji Bro black and white paper. Fuji finally announced that it was official the 6th of April. And that means that Acros in 120 and 35 will be gone probably by October 2018, so the end of the year. And their black and white paper, which is available in Japan, will slowly be diminished to being totally gone by 2020. So if you're big fan of that, you have time to kind of buy some of it. And also I did a giveaway where I was giving away 10 rolls to 5 people, so it would be 2 rolls per person, and that was done. I did the little raffle with one of those automatic numbers. There was 90 something comments, so I chose 5 winners, and those were Adam Marlon, Jesus Samaniego, Mike Janik, Federico Quaglio, and Joey. I've all contacted them and they're all giving me their address so I can ship the film. So thank you for collaborating, and I hope you guys get a bit of a taste of Acros and what it was like in 120 before it's long gone. In good news, we have MS Optics coming with a new lens, and it's a 57mm Petzval design, but it's not exactly a Petzval design, but he's changed a few things. It's an f2 lens, which is pretty nice for a 57. It has a bit of that swirly bokeh when it's wide open, and the moment you start closing it down at f8, it renders really nicely. It's priced at around like 700 euros, a little bit less. Also, the lens is very small. It's 100 grams smaller than some of the little Summicron 50 f2. And it has an aperture which is not a wheel, but it's like a little lever that you have to move to open and close the lens. And as always, MS Optical is known to be short, limited supply. So if you want one, you better be fast. And there's on sale on pre-order, at least that I know of, on Japan Camera Hunter, which is where I got my information from. Last week, I made an announcement that FaraNia had launched or dropped an investment tab on their website. And I kind of tried to explain what I thought it could have been. But thankfully, FaraNia saw the news and we had a Skype chat. We talked about the current situation of FaraNia, the future situation, and the past. We had about 40 minutes to talk, which was very nice from FaraNia. So thank you, Dave Bias, for that. And he told me that the investment is a proper round of investment, that they're looking into gathering a pretty big amount of money. I mean, I won't disclose it here, but you can write them and they'll tell you. The minimum is around 5,000 euros. So if you're willing to be a shareholder of FaraNia and be part of the future, minimum is around 5,000 euros or over that. And the whole idea is they want to start making or putting into work is their finishing line, which means taking those jumbo rolls, cutting them into those pancake rolls, and from there putting them in canisters all at home in FaraNia. They have the machinery, they just have to put it all together. And as we know, FaraNia had a Kickstarter that was successful. They've been working down the line with a lot of issues. There's been an update, which I highly recommend you check on their Kickstarter and website, talking about how the government's gone back in and is fixing the issues that were supposed to be finished years ago, like the water, the gas, and such. So the factory is totally hooked to the system and they can start producing. So I know that right now they're still finishing that, and as soon as that's finished, they're going to start continuing making P30 continuously. It hopefully will be in stock and we'll see new emulsions. He also gave me a hint of different emulsions that might be coming down the path, which I can't disclose at this moment, but I can say things are looking exciting for FaraNia and their plans. So check the link for the investment if you're willing to invest in them. And also you want to might check the update they have. Lomography has also launched, I wouldn't say a new lens. Remember that lens system that was kind of like a bayonet that you would take off part of the lens and then use the mount for different lenses? Well, they've come out with a 50mm adapter or lens or element that will let you shoot that wide 50mm lens. If you don't have the system before, they sell it with the proper mount, because it's not just mounting directly to your camera. You need that intermediate part. But if you already have it for, I guess, a small investment, you can get a 15 ultra wide for your camera. Also looking for investment is the Famous Format is looking for an investment round to be able to purchase the knowledge or the copyright. I wouldn't exactly know, maybe the technology that New 55 developed to be able to pursue making peel apart film, the monobath and such. So also, I've mentioned it before, Famous Format is behind or what's left over of New 55, but my guess is that they want to buy all the rights to New 55 and making the peel apart film and, you know, the market, the customers and such. And for that, they're looking for investment. So luckily they'll get it and we'll see peel apart film come back. You can't see it, but I have like 8 film holders for the 545 from Polaroid for the new 55 and the old 55 to be able to shoot. So hopefully they can find the investment and we can see peel apart film to be something in the future. Also, finally, Reflex has given an update. I was starting to wonder what was happening with them. Their last update was from January. And they basically said that after the campaign, they've been researching for all the best materials, best people to put it together, and they're working towards that. They've been basically making the little accessories and stuff that other people bought, maybe not the camera, but other things. That's a little bit of delay. So if you're into the Reflex camera, or maybe you're willing to buy it once it's launched, you might want to check it out. It's open for everyone. I was not a backer, so you can read it too. And hopefully we'll see more updates on a continuous basis from now on. From Intrepid, we've had a few leaks on their stories on Instagram about the Enlarger, also on their Facebook group, which is Intrepid Camera Facebook group or something like that. And their Enlarger, which I went to see when I did the trip, I will be posting a video right now so you guys can see a bit more about it.
So this is our a prototype of our next big project once the 8x10s are all out in the world, and it is basically sort of completing the circle of having a camera, taking a picture and then being able to print it. It's a light box for the back of your camera that changes the camera from a camera into an enlarger. You can project through the lens with your negative held in a holder and the light source at the back. It's really compact. It'll be controlled by a digital timer, so you can put in settings of how long you want your exposures to be. You can have complete control over that, and it's going to be a really versatile creative tool. We're really excited about releasing it next year. There you go, so yeah, you can see the negative projectors, and you can make a huge print using this, or a really small detailed one. You could use it to project horizontally onto the wall, or traditionally using a tripod down onto a printing frame.
Is starting to be a finished product and soon probably available. He even posted a little video of him testing it out in his bathroom, holding it only with a tripod and printing some 4x5 film on paper. So big news for that, for those people that want to shoot enlarged 4x5 and know the enlargers are not so easy to find in the market as medium format enlargers. Also, we have an update from Mint cameras with the Instacon RF 70. Big Head Taco is back, or is being back in Hong Kong. They've been shooting a little bit more. They've said thank you for everyone that's mentioned their project. They've also been mentioning that they're looking for people, YouTubers or people to review their camera. And so yeah, if you think you want to see that review on either this channel or other channels, I highly recommend you get in contact and you mention it to them. Oh, and also they've posted a picture of their flash, which is a little tiny flash that pops up, and you can shoot flash with the Instacon RF70. From Kodak, we have news on the Ektachrome in 8mm and 16mm. I thought 16 wouldn't be an option. I thought it was going to only be 8mm and 35mm photography or still photography stock. But luckily on this website, Super 8 TV, they mentioned that there's going to be Ektachrome in 8mm, 16mm cartridge, and 16mm reels. So that's big news for those people wanting to shoot 16 and 8mm slide or chrome. So yeah, you might want to check it out. There's a bit of information about what's happening with Ektachrome and such. It's coming, but just not yet. Also from Jobo that I mentioned a few weeks ago, there's a large format contest and they've changed some of the rules to make it a bit more accessible to everyone. And not only can you send your original large format print taken with a large format camera, printed in the darkroom, you can send it, but you can also take a picture of your work, send it to them, and they'll judge, and depending if you're a finalist or not, you can send the original for the Photokina 2018. So you want to probably check it out. If you shoot large format and you print in the darkroom, it's worth checking out. Also, I mentioned last week from Cameraventures, there's 5 steps to getting into analog cameras or film cameras, and they finally released the article and the videos. You can check the video of Yuhao and Bellamy Hunt from Japan Camera Hunters at Cameraventures, making a video talking about the different steps to starting from scratch with basically no money to the higher end cameras. So it's a 26-minute video. I think has a lot of valuable information for those people starting, or maybe seeing if they want to go into something more advanced. They give current models or camera names and stuff that they would choose and pick to start or to advance in your photography. And finally, we have Negative Feedback, the YouTube channel that I think everyone knows about, made a Kodak tour of the factory. And this is the most recent images we've seen of Kodak producing film. You can see how they're doing the 35 and all the little sprocket leftovers from their 35 film and such, which I think is very interesting. It's a longish video for what usually Negative Feedback does, but it has a lot of interesting information about Kodak today. So that is all for this week. As always, if you have any information, send an email to the email below. Thanks for watching. See you next week.